Okay, seriously, take a look at your desk right now. Yeah, go on, I'll wait. What do you see? Is it, let's call it, organized chaos? You know, a couple of papers here, a coffee mug there, that book you've been meaning to read for, what, a month? Well, we're going to dive into this because what that desk says about your brain, it is probably not what you think.
All right, so here's this weird paradox that so many of us are living. Your actual physical workspace, it might look a little creative. But then you look at your digital world, right? Your files are all perfectly named. Your inbox is sparkling at 0. Your calendar is a masterpiece of organization. If that sounds like you are definitely not alone. And it turns out there's a really fascinating reason for that disconnect.
You've heard this a million times, right? A cluttered desk is a cluttered mind. It's that old saying people throw at you to kind of shame you into tidying up. The whole idea is that your messy desk is a big flashing sign that your brain is just as disorganized. You know, that it's a flaw you've got to fix. Okay, but what if that's not the story at all? What if that piece of conventional wisdom has it completely 100% backward? See, psychology is starting to look at this whole thing and is basically saying, hey, maybe that old proverb is missing the entire point.
Yep, you heard that right. That messy desk of yours, especially when you've got that super organized digital life, isn't a sign of a cluttered mind. In fact, it can be a huge indicator of a highly intelligent, super efficient brain that's just hard at work. So let's get into it and unpack exactly why that is.
So this isn't just random messiness, you know. There's actually a name for this behavior. It's called selective organization. So what is selective organization? Well, think of it as an active choice your brain is constantly making. It's this incredible, almost instinctive practice of knowing exactly where to put its limited energy. It's all about getting the biggest bang for your buck when it comes to being productive and having mental clarity.
And this whole thing kind of breaks down into a few key ideas. First, it's all about focusing your energy where it really matters most, like on that huge project you're deep into. It's also about intentionally ignoring the low-impact stuff, like whether your papers are in a neat stack. Your brain is basically prioritizing those big, complex ideas over some trivial task like tidying up, simply because it values that deep mental focus way more than just having things look neat.
Okay, so this leads us right into the why behind all this. Let's talk about the incredible efficiency of what just looks like chaos.
So just think about your brain's cognitive power like it's your phone battery. You only have so much juice, right? It's a finite resource. A super efficient brain acts just like a phone that automatically puts background apps it doesn't need into low power mode. It just automatically deprioritizes the non-essential stuff, like tidying your desk, all to save that precious energy for what really counts, your creativity and solving those tough problems.
So how does this actually play out in real life? Well, your brain is constantly scanning your environment, looking for things that need attention. It sees the messy desk and, bam, it immediately tags tidying up as a super low priority, low return on investment task. Then it consciously shifts all of its power and all of its attention over to the high-value ideas you're trying to figure out. See? It's not laziness at all. It's actually this incredibly sophisticated triage system running in your head. And this chart, it just illustrates the whole idea perfectly. I mean, just look at where the mental energy is going. The vast majority, like 90%, is being funneled straight into those complex ideas. A pretty big chunk also goes to digital organization, because let's face it, a clean digital space actually helps you work faster. And physical tidiness? Oh, it gets maybe 20%, just enough to keep things functional, and that's it. The way it allocates energy is absolutely ruthless, but also incredibly smart. So, what does all this really mean for you and that pile of books on your desk? Let's talk about what your brain's true priorities really are.
Okay, if you take away one thing, let it be this. Your brain isn't being lazy, it's being ruthlessly efficient. Seriously, the next time somebody makes a comment about your desk or you start to feel that little pang of guilt, just remember this. Your brain isn't failing at being tidy, it's succeeding at being focused. It's being strategic with where it spends its energy. So really, that organized chaos on your desk, it's kind of a badge of honor. It's a sign that you value deep, meaningful work way more than just the shallow appearance of order. It shows your mind is busy with problems that are genuinely more important than, figuring out where the stapler should go. And maybe most importantly, it means that you've created a system that works for you, even if it looks messy to everybody else. So, I'm going to leave you with this one question. Take another look at your desk. But this time, instead of seeing a mess, try to see it as a list of all the things your brilliant mind has correctly decided are less important than the awesome ideas you're working on. So, what unimportant things is your brain wisely choosing to ignore today?